morning. What? What? All right. Stand back. And what? And hold on, because our next speaker this morning lives with Tourette's syndrome. Stuart Ellis, Twitchy, is one of North America's most in-demand speakers who is living proof that anyone who overcomes overwhelming circumstance tend to develop extraordinary approaches to everyday challenges, often achieving extraordinary results.
Despite living with a rare and socially bizarre neurological disorder, Stuart enjoyed spending a couple of days videoing and visiting members, sharing what they're doing to believe, be hopeful, and be bold. His core message is this. Oh, God. If a guy living with Tourette's syndrome can become unstoppable, then what is holding anyone in ECE back from achieving their dreams? And Twitchy is right now literally itching to get on this stage. So please join me in giving Twitchy a warm ECEBC welcome.
Thank you very much, Carla and Charlene. Awesome job. Don't worry, you can leave that there. Don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, do me a favor, put your right arm up in the air like this. Arch it over onto the shoulder of the person next to you. Look right, look right, look right. Congratulate them for being here, being part of the group that's sold out 7 years in a row, and for being an early childhood educator leader. If I'm doing my job properly, you're going to look like this guy right in the middle of that photograph, a little bit on the stun side. And I don't know about you, I am very much a fan of what's going on when it comes to the government. Okay, let's move on. Have you ever felt like this in ECE? Have you ever felt stepped on? Have you ever felt the weight of the world on your shoulders? And last but not least, working with parents, have you ever felt like this? Look, it's with the greatest of respect I have for each and every one of you. And here's the reason why. Before coming here, I think the chief criticism of speakers like us, we show in, we go blah, 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 and we leave, right? No, I spent 2 days going out and video interviewing and getting to know people like you. I went to your areas of work. I did this with a ton of different clients, and I've never, ever walked into a work culture where there was a bubble of love, unconditional love, giggles and drama and dreams. Does that make sense? Little sparkles going off. And that's exactly what happened for me over the 2-day period. And what was interesting about this, and I really want to thank someone in a minute, but I got this unique look into your world, and pardon my language, but it really pisses me off that more people out there don't know just how amazing you are. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today, actually how to be bold and believe and be hopeful. And I realized that something was shifting inside of me, and trust me, that doesn't happen very often. You know, I'm male, you know, testosterone kills brain cells. I'm 58, so I've got about 3 left. So I've got to be careful. But I walked home, and I remember going home and I burst out into tears because when I got Tourette's, I was 8 years old. So from then on, bit of a drama. Makes sense? And you know, I wasn't diagnosed till way later on. But the reason why I burst out into tears is that you reminded me of a time which I'd forgotten about, which had been put to the side, when I was actually a normal kid. I remember my kindergarten days. It sort of came back to me, you know, the little bits and fragmented memories. So because of you, I was able to fill in a part of my life. So you understand, this isn't just another keynote for me. Never has been, never will be. I just want to say thank you, especially to this lady here, Christine Butkers. Christine, come forward. We've only got like 10 minutes. Big round of applause. Run on up. Christine suffered me for 2 days. Now, we're going to do a little exercise. Everybody here, do me a favor. Give her a big round of applause. Now, that's what most people do. They're sort of like, oh, I'm not too sure. I really can't take that. This time, I want you to open up your arms large. I want you to breathe deeply. And I want you to openly, everybody stand up. Everyone stand up. What I want you to do is, if you're going to be with anybody else, just give her the love she deserves. Woo, 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 woo.
Can I go now?
Yes. And thank you. And because of you, it really, so it's changed my life. Let me ask you this. How many teams have you seen the FedEx logo? How many times over and over again? And that we sort of know that that's safety, and if you want something overnight, it definitely will get there. Well, how many times have we missed the arrow? Can you see the arrow in the middle there? No? You hear that? Ooh, in the audience. Now watch this. How many people didn't see it? Come and own up. Normally about 50% of the people in the room. Right. And this is what I try to do, is I look for these non-derivative, immediately usable insights and actions which are out there, but we're so busy we miss them. Does that make sense? And what I want to do is to show you a little video right now. It's only like a minute or two long. Because of the incredible work that you do with children, I want to introduce you to Mark Jordan. He's 5 years old.
I'm going to show you how to write a hip-hop song in 30 seconds, and the first thing you're going to need is a beat. Now we're going to need piano. Now we're going to need strings. Now you're going to need bass. Now you need to rap about your problems. I wanted a cookie, but Mama said no. So I took it anyway, so that's how it goes. Now deal with it. Just deal with it. Got grounded for a week, couldn't eat cake. Now I got street cred, more than Drake. Now deal with it. Just deal with it.
5-year-old. Pretty cool, huh? I thought you might enjoy that one. What I'd like to do now is I'd like you to take you over to Spain. This is a story to change your thoughts, to change your life. And what I want to do is to not take you to Madrid. What I want to take you down is to a tiny little town. And it's not even down on the Costa del Sol. It's a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and it's called Buñol. And sometimes that's how we can feel, like we're just one tiny little cog. And what can we do? Well, right after the war, a couple of years afterwards, there was a huge tomato blight in the area of Buñol. So everyone's sitting around going, well, this is impossible. What are we going to do? And then one bright spark in the back of the room, and of course it was someone from ECE. They said, well, if that's the case, and it's a completely no-win situation, why don't we just invite everybody in and we'll have the world's largest food fight? Okay, and that's exactly what they did. And by the way, you get ready with that lovely camera of yours, my dear, because this room is going to change in about 5 minutes. So someone in the back of the room said, let's have a big food fight. Now, do you remember back in 2008, the global financial crisis, everything went down? Not this. 42,000 young people. The numbers have been growing by about 18% every year for the last 20 years. They're now sold out. You can't even get close. It's like Woodstock. And what they do is this tiny little town, 42,000 people, young millennials, they all show up and they cram themselves in. They bring in huge truckloads of tomatoes. And then what they do is they start throwing them at each other. Now, out of all the group cultures or work cultures that I've ever worked with, I thought you guys would be perfect for this exercise. Because isn't this what you do all day? Isn't this the level of teamwork you have going on? And hey, who else but you to teach people when you screw up? No big deal. Learn from it. You screw up so that you actually learn most from. All right? And last but not least, there. Everybody, all your kids, this is how they think about you. So let me ask you this. I mean, I live with bipolar, so, you know, have you ever sort of been squeezed down and you just, you see those people walking to work and they've got a cup of coffee in their hands and, you know, you feel a bit sorry for them. But what I want to show you is a little video. And look, how many of you have a whisper inside of you? You know the one I'm talking about. It's one you put off to tomorrow, one you put off to tomorrow. My hope is during this session, that whisper will become more of a shout for you. Because years ago, 15 years ago, it suddenly hit me. Why don't I just, you know, forget being in the corporate world? Why don't I go out and become a keynote speaker? Maybe I can sort of, you know, teach, you know, out of my disability, maybe I can show some abilities. And that's where I am today. So I'm living my dream. I just hope that, you know, if there is a whisper inside of you, it took me many years to listen to mine. I'd love you to listen. So when you watch this video, okay, think about, and by the way, haven't we all done this? It's like, yes, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I really want to do this. And then what do? We put it off to tomorrow. So my suggestion, if you can write it down or really sort of figure out what that whisper is, you'll be one step ahead. Who'd like to come to Spain? Yes? Let's go. Everybody, grab your red piece of paper. Everybody stand up. What's your name?
Rolanda.
Rolanda is going to help me with this exercise. What I'd like you to do is the next time you're feeling a little bit down, what I want you to do is to take any kind of piece of paper and do this. And every time you do that, it's going to pump a little bit of negativity out of you. But now, as you do that, I want you to run around to at least 4 or 5 people and go, ah ha 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 ha! Ah ha! Now do it now! Do it! Okay, you go that way, you jump them, and I'll see you in a minute. That's it, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Watch out behind you. That's it. Keep it going. Yolanda, go, keep it going. Right. Nice. Keep it going, keep it going. Yolanda on stage. Right, now crunch it up into a ball. And what I want you to do for the next 1 minute is have a food fight. This is a tomato. Woo! Hey, hang out. That's it. Here. Here, here's another one. Hey. Round of applause for everybody and Yolanda. Nice job. Everybody have fun doing that exercise? I thought you would. Here's what's interesting. If you come up with a crazy idea and it catches on, guess what happens? People think it's the coolest thing in the world. Adidas thought this was so cool. You know what they did? They created this shoe, the Tomatina shoe. They did it about 10 years ago. Do you have any idea how much these shoes are worth now? A little bit used. $250 each. And you can get them up on eBay. Isn't that crazy? And by the way, Tomatina is now in Reno every year. And how would you like, I don't know about you, I'm going down there because they attract young people and old people. Young people and old people. I don't know about you. I'd fly down Arizona to whack the crap out of an old guy legally. Uh-oh, I am an old guy. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about social media for a second, shall we? Why do you think YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, why do you think they'll never merge? It's because if they did, they'd be called You Twitface. Now, there was a bit of a seismic shift in your industry last week. Remember Slidey Slides? Well, look at this. This was what came out on Twitter. This is what I was able to find. It's my hope that what we can do as an industry is here today is to get all of you to take out your smartphones, and I'm going to ask you to do this in about 4 or 5 minutes. And I want you to just take 1 minute and go, hi, my name is, and I want to tell you a little cute story, or I want to tell you about something, how I helped a kid. You don't have to mention the name or anything, makes sense? The world won't end. But what I'd love you to do is just write, just into your camera, share something extraordinary. And it doesn't matter the first time you suck. Okay? If you just keep going from failure to failure. I mean, the first time I was up on stage, you know, I was like this. I was trembling. My life for a cork. One twitch and it was all going to be over. My bowels were like water. What am I going to do? And then all of a sudden it hit me. No, this is where I needed to be. And by the way, there is what's happening next week on May 9th? There's an election. And you got these three, Larry, Curly, and Moe. You know? They're not the three amigos. They're all battling against each other. And each one of them are using you as a chip. Does that make sense? Well, my suggestion is we use them back. And we start getting the power of social media. And I've took some videos, and I'm going to show you one today. And if you come to my breakout session this afternoon, I got 2 other awesome ones. And I'm telling you, you are absolutely blind to the leadership and excellence and brilliance which is inside each and every one of you, and that's what I want to show you today. So I want us to get us some more respect. Yes? Right! And at the concurrent session, this is Haida, by the way. Haida, are you here? It was great. The first time I met Haida, she found out, oh, by the way, the neat thing about having Tourette syndrome, by the way, excuse me, is it's catching. See, I live with Tourette syndrome, and you know, you're pulling away from me. Why are you pulling away from me? No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. Well, Haida, as soon as she found out that, you know, Tourette's is basically, catching, she took a few steps back. I'm kidding. She's going to talk to you this afternoon about what she learned in Sweden from an ECE perspective. What she's also going to share with you, how she works with kids with autism, you know, at an EC age, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So I fell in love with her. And where are you? Ward, where are you, Ward? I know you're here in the room. There he is. Whoa! One of the few men in the room. And what he's going to do is talk to you about risk and how to help kids bridge from one side to the other. It's very, very cool. Would you like to hear from Sarah? Are you here? Sarah? Where's Sarah? Where are you? Is she here? Oh, she's not here. Okay, great. I'm really shooting blanks here. This is Sarah. She's got ECE Connect. And she's actually created a website where she loves to share information. Kind of like you, she's passionate about ECE. Would you like to see a video? This is a world premiere. No one's ever seen it before. Yes? Here it is.
Go. Hi guys, welcome to my ECE Connect video. If you're in the field of ECE, you might want to check out my website. It's www.ececonnect.ca. So why did I start ececonnect.ca? Well, I found over the last 6 years, the industry got a little bit competitive, and I wanted maybe ECE teachers to share a little bit more. So I decided to create a website and some workshops that are always talking about connection and trying to get ECE teachers to share again and really spread love and kindness, to be honest. So some of my workshops deal with superhero play, some community stuff, social justice, and really my philosophy behind it all is just I think we as an industry need to connect more, share ideas. If something I'm doing is amazing in a center, like our beautiful superheroes all around the room, I would like to share it with you guys so that you could do it in your centers, and we move it around, and basically children and families are happy, and that makes me happy. Continue. Hi guys, me again. Let me take you on a little tour of my beautiful workplace. This is our family area where our beautiful children share all their mums and dads, aunties, uncles, and best of all, holiday trips. I get my best holiday tips from 3 to 4-year-olds. Then, when we're not going on holidays, we are busy saving the world. So this is our lovely little superhero den, where we'll find 4 little superheroes every day saving the world, like Batgirl. And if Batgirl needs a break, she hangs out with our friend Johnson Brown. He's our favorite cat. And if you know 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds, they love cats. And then, if you really want to get a magical power, you can have a seat here, and one of the kids, a scientist or a superhero, will whip you up a potion and you'll have magical powers just like that. Then, if we want to sit down together, we move over here to our circle time area where our superheroes and friends and children and teachers get together in a group, share stories, and share beautiful superhero stories like our friend Kate. She's a very energetic child, and she created a masterpiece called Sparkly, who shoots out glitter. But not only does she shoot, she flies in the sky and she saves birds with bandages. So our kids here are doing great work outside. So guys, if you've enjoyed spending time with me, please check out my website. It's www.ececonnect.ca. Share your ideas, your thoughts. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. I really want to share the message that as ECE teachers, we should be connecting, sharing, and supporting each other because we're all here for children and families. So if I'm doing something great, I want to share it with you, and if you're doing something great, share it with me. Thank you. Good.
Imagine if each of you here in this room just created a little video like that. Just, the first time you do it, just keep doing it until you like it. And what happens is, supposing we got 400 of those videos and we got those to head office, and then we took those and we rolled it out into a social media program, what do you think that would do for us? the number of videos and information which could then be republished in social media is it would completely bring up who you are, and then people would know about you. Civilians like me who decided not to have any children because I got Tourette's. But what happens if you're young parents or just to be parents, and finally you get a whole bunch of information. And this is something which we can also take to Victoria and leverage the respect that you already are gaining in so many areas. Does that make sense? So what I'd like you to do is, everybody, who here has a smartphone? Good. What I'd like you to do is to please take it out. And by the way, you don't have to be like these three. That's what's the name from Big Bang Theory. You don't have to do that. But just for 5 minutes, well, and if you don't have a smartphone, you can use a laptop. So what I'd just love you to do, and it's okay, turn it on, and you don't even, by the way, don't memorize, just kind of go, oh, okay, this is my first time. Oh yeah, I remember a story about this one little girl, or this is what we do, or here's something that I would love to share. Here's something that we do, which is brilliant. So in other words, everyone who've got your smartphones out, hold it up in the air. All right, jolly good show. And away you go, you got 5 minutes. And go. How many videos did we get done? Hands up. Hands up. How many videos? All right, cool, fantastic. So let's move on. For the last 50 years, I have lived with Tourette syndrome. And this is basically what I do. You see that on the right-hand side? What I do is, this is what I call the chicken slap. This is about 4 or 5, if not more, movements. A twitch is not a singularity. It's a whole bunch, it's a symphony of sound, movement, and song. And what happens was when I was about, 7 years old, my brain just started to sort of just go crazy like this. And what I would do is I would do all these crazy movements, and then all of that would go away. And I've done the math over the last 50 years with the number of twitches that I do on a day. If I got $1 for every twitch, right now I'd have $30 million. But it doesn't work that way. You think, by the way, all my twitches, by the way, are on the right-hand side of my body. You won't see the left-hand, side twitch. Who knows why? Yeah, maybe the side just said, no, not going to be it. They actually looked inside my brain to see what was going on. But this is the chicken slap that I've done. And here's the curious thing, is every single time it's just slightly different. Because I've had people say, well, isn't it a bit boring just to do the same old twitch? No, because it's like a lot of, there's so many different things going on. And if I don't get them just right, I've got to start it all off over again. So what you see is this mad, socially bizarre, puppetry. Really what's going on is it's an anxiety-based disorder, and that's what, you'll see a lot of kids under the age of 7 now being diagnosed because there's more information out there about it. And by the way, how many of you do have smartphones? How many of you have smartphones? Lovely. I believe that if you have a smartphone, one of these, you have Tourette syndrome, and I can prove it to you. Because if you think about it, your phone's sitting there, doesn't it call to you? Doesn't it say, I might have a message? And the longer you leave it, doesn't it sort of get more mad at you, and don't you feel more anxiety? And then what you do, you pick it up and you go, and then you feel fine, right? And especially if it goes ding, you go, woo! It's just bang, boom, you're off to a mad twitch. I remember seeing one guy in Houston going to the airport. He had, one of those train things. He had 2 of them going in both hands. I went, dude, get a life. I said, why 2? He said, well, maybe one's not, got different frequencies or whatever. Isn't that crazy? So I'm suggesting to you that, you have one of these. And by the way, you know how people with Tourette syndrome are known to swear? Well, I got news for you. Only 1 in 10 of us actually have the swearing Tourette's. It's called Capralia. It sort of sounds like a Toyota, doesn't it? Toyota Capralia. You open up the door of the car and it goes, ah! to start shouting and screaming at you. But what I'd love to suggest to you is that you also have swearing Tourette's, because don't you find that every once in a while, someone will call you up and you go, shit. So you see, not only you have Tourette's, but you have swearing Tourette's too. So let's move on from there. What I would love to also suggest to you here is adults, 1 in 10 adults actually use a smartphone during sex. So do me a favor, look around the room and look at the guilty people. If someone's looking away, busted. Is it an upload? Is it a download? I'm thinking, over there. Is it you can turn it onto vibrator mode? I have no idea. I'm too old for that stuff. Anyway, let's just sort of move on from there. These are my emotions. Actually, these are your emotions, and these are mine. That really is the difference. And if you've got children, this is what they're going to be going through if they have an anxiety-based disorder. New diagnosis, I think in some ways it's tremendously unfair for the parents, because you have a beautiful kid, and then all of a sudden, boom, at the age of 7 or 8, it just breaks. And that's really tough for mums and dads, because it's literally a ticking time bomb. I was, I wasn't diagnosed by the medical community. I was working in the oil field in Alberta, roughnecking, literally on oil crews. And I came back off shift, and someone called me and said, there's this program on TV called Quincy. And, you got something called Tourette's. And this was back in 1976. So I spent 13 years undiagnosed. And it was great, because finally the word was out. And Tourette's, I said, that sounds a bit French. See, I'm English. See? Okay. It's a long story. And really what it's like a python going into your brain. And what it does is it slowly but surely just sucks all the goodness and all the peace of mind that you have. And then here's where the human body is so miraculous. It sort of takes what's going on, and with us, we're able to then all of a sudden just sort of, poof, we literally have our first twitch. And it's great because it's a way to sort of like let the pressure off. Does that make sense? And what I can also share with you is, when I was a kid, I'd have to blow and sort of put my hand out like this. It was sort of, a bit disconcerting. I also had to look under a lot of tables and chairs because I had to sort of do this a whole bunch of times, because obsessive compulsive disorder is a huge part of any anxiety-based disorder. It's literally the generator of it. When I was at school, I'd sort of look under my foot like this, so all the kids at school called me Dog Poo Stew. Pretty funny now, but it was a bit of a challenge back then. There were quite a few years of bullying, but as far as I'm concerned, that just made me stronger. I just learnt as a child never to give in. And what was also cool is that I also had those kindergarten years to draw upon, and I realize that now. That's why I burst out into tears when we were doing this work, because you were helping me to realize that there was a time when I was sort of normal. This is how I felt at the age of 17. And I felt it for many years. I always felt that I was going to be out on the street because for 13 years, family, everybody, it was like, what's wrong with you? I mean, no one really knew. It was just sort of, a rare neurological disorder back in those days. So look, this is my wife. I call her long-suffering Doris for obvious reasons. LSD for short. And the reason I married her is because this is what she looks like after one glass of wine, and this is what she looks like after two. And I love her to death, and she is the wind beneath my wings. And I believe if anybody is going to make it in life, you need to have a purpose, which, not a mission statement, it's something that you just feel inside of you. And mine is this. This woman loves me so much, all I want to do is ensure she's taken care of. If I get hit by a meteorite tomorrow, all I want to do is to make sure she's okay, because she's my best friend, she's my everything. And I always love putting her into these presentations. She hasn't seen one of my presentations for 15 years. You go off and do that crazy stuff. But as long as you have a true north, does that make sense? What I've been able to find and stumble upon it purely by accident is if you have a true north, everything immediately goes through that filter. And it's very easy to come up with a yes or no, instead of being in that grey area. I also went to her and said, honey, people want me to, they want me to write a book. And I'm thinking, should I call it, Twitches to Riches? And she said, no. Why don't you call it Tourette's, one jerk at a time? So we actually came up with the term unstoppable. I think I got about 4 or 5 copies, because there's 400 of you. There's always about 1% of you who are mad enough to want to buy a book. So, and I got 4 or 5 copies. By the way, before we go, let me ask you this. Is it possible to lose 20 pounds of weight if you are in Venice? No, yes, it is. All you got to do is to take the photograph and stretch it. That's what you got to do. And that's, fake news, right? That's what you got to do. And sometimes we look at things way too analytically. Does that make sense? By the way, quickly, why do you think people like us swear? All I can tell you is this is a young man. His name is Mandeep. And Mandeep is amazing. Think of all the bad swear words, F, N, B, C, everything, right? He's got to shout that out every 30 seconds, and then he's got to literally give you the finger at the same time. So he's had a bit of a tough time. It's pretty hard to take him to the movies. Woo! And I love this kid to death. In fact, I don't have a son, but as far as I'm concerned, he's become my son. And he's absolutely brilliant. And do you never want to take a kid with Tourette's, what do you call it? Paintballing. Don't do it, seriously. Just don't do it. But long story short, if you put your arm, and they've done this at a study, if you put your arm into an ice bucket, and then you're allowed to basically go, ooh, poo-poo, pee-pee, ow, ow, ooh, ooh, okay? And then you come back 3 days later, and with the same arm after it's recovered, then you're allowed to swear like a sailor and just let all the words out. Your arm can actually stay in for at least another 3 minutes, another 30%. And it's the same thing for us. What swearing does for us, I mean, I just learned how to swear internally. I'm one of the lucky ones. So I'm looking at you just going, the madness within. And you know, have you ever had have you ever hit your finger with a hammer? I mean, seriously, do you go ooh poop poop? No, you go you know, don't we? And then we pull back, don't we? And that's what we're trying to do, is to get away from the pain. So that sort of helps. This is what it feels like inside of the brain of someone who lives with an anxiety-based disorder. In my case, there's Beethoven, and he listens to all of that madness, and then he gives it to a composer, and the composer then gives that to these musical muscles, which are on the right-hand side of my body. And then halfway through it, Beethoven, okay, he's got OCD, so he goes, give me the notes back. And then there's a pull and the push. And then all three different groups. And this is where all the madness comes. And then if I can get my twitches just right, then all the madness goes away. I'm like you, a civilian, for a few moments, and then it's over. So let me ask you this. What are we like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Are we like this, or are we like that? Which one? Are we happy, 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 or are we sad, sad, sad? So what I'd like to suggest is yes, a big round of applause for Carolyn, or whatever your name is. What is it, Cara? Carrie? Carrie, please come up. A big round of applause for Carrie. I give you water. I give you water with ice. Now, what I would like you to do, my dear, please come here, is that what I'd like you to do is, in front of everybody here, I want you to get as much of that water up my nose as you possibly can. Don't worry, audiovisual. By the way, big round of applause for the guys with audiovisual in the back. Wave to the guys. Wave to the audiovisual guys. So what I would like you to, by the way, if you can't do it on 2 throws, I get to throw it at you. Now, in order to, look, do you see the stunned look? The look I'm getting is. So what I would like you to do, in front of all your peers, she goes, are you serious? Well, I don't know. No, I'm lying. What I want you to do is like just, and the idea is, but one lady actually sort of put it right up to my nose like this, and she damn near drowned me. So please don't do that. So, everybody here say, do it, do it, do it, kick his ass, come on! Ha 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 ha! Ooh, ha 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 ha! Yes, as hard as you can! Hey! Good throw, hold on! Ha 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 ha! Big round of applause for Carrie. Nice job! Now, why do you think I did that? I did that because you see the stunned look on her face? Well, I just want to do a test. Yep, you did it. Woo! I did this because how many times in life are we given an opportunity and then what do? We hesitate. Okay? And that's what I really don't want you to do, is please take all the information you get from this incredible conference and take it back. Also, people talk about networking. Make sense? You get some great ideas and you go, wow, whew, fantastic, great ideas. And then what do? 30, 60 days down the road. We're busy, 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 and we blow the dust off things. So here's what I'd like everybody to do. Everybody, do me a favor. Everybody, I want to keep this thing to time, because I'm already 5 minutes over. Everyone do me a favor and put your red clown nose on. And what I want everyone to do is everybody mosh forward. Now, I've done this tons of times. People at the back, you're going to go, no, I don't want to move. That's because you're sitting in the back. If you don't come front, I'm going to come get you. Everybody, everyone stand. Yes, even you in the corner. I'll start throwing chairs over there in a minute. Everybody come forward. I want this whole, we're about to shoot a YouTube video. Let's get some of you on stage. Right. That's it. That's right. This is what we call taking over the stage. By the way, not too many on the stage. Safety issue. Okay, that's it for the stage. That's it for the stage. No more on stage. Everybody come in close. Everybody come in. Everybody fill in this area. Move! Everyone moving. That's it. Herd in. That's it. Lovely. Now, I'm just going to have to get through there. That's good. Come on through. That's it. Everybody, all of you people here on the sides, everybody move in here into the middle. We're just setting this up. Everybody, this is perfect. All right. Okay, can you just move a little bit so I will need to get through here. Now, in a minute, and you're going to know when, I'm going to basically ask you to imagine that you've won $150 million. Shh, keep that energy, okay? If someone next to you goes, oh, yay, slap them. Okay? I'm serious. For 1 minute, just 1 minute of life, I want you to go absolutely nuts. Okay? Just 1 minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to do an opening, okay? And then what I'm going to do is somehow try and get down here, try and come by the lady with the flashy camera. And then what I'm going to do is, and then we're going to create this together. And then we got Mr. Cameraman Don over there. Okay, so ECEBC. Okay, here we go. If you're watching this web video, there's a very good chance you're looking to find out more about early childhood education. I am speaking at the ECEBC conference. And you know when you've got children of a young age and you want to put them into ECE? Well, I've got 400 of them here in the room. And guess what? They want to tell you about how enthusiastic they are about ECE and BC. Whoa! Keep it going! 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 Oh! Keep it going! Keep it going! Keep it going! These people are amazing! Look! These people are amazing! There we are! ECEBC! Oh. Okay. Okay. Big round of applause for everybody. Nice job. Everybody go take a seat. Do you want me to win now? Hey, Christophers, can you do me a great favor? Can we bring the lights down because I want to play the last video? Would that be all right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, did you have fun doing that little exercise? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a little video of a guy named Matt. Matt knew that he didn't know how to dance. This was the best that he could do, okay? When you watch this video, understand this guy had a crazy idea, and instead of everything else inside of his head going, no, go away, what he did is he took this idea and he made it a reality, which was to basically get in front of a camera. But the difference was he did this all over the world. And all of a sudden, everything started to turn around. So if we can turn down the lights in the room, that would be great. If not, no worries, we'll leave it as is. They're over here. Great, fantastic. Let's play the video to keep on time. Ladies and gentlemen, where in the hell is Matt? ladies and gentlemen, is my sound level okay, Christophers? Thank you. How do I best put this? This isn't a normal ending for me. Thanks to you, you were now able to fill in what it was like to be from, you know, before 8 years old, before my Tourette syndrome started. Because of spending a couple of days getting to know you all before doing this conference, you were able to fill in a part of my life which I had literally forgotten about. So I'm a richer person for being here. If there is a whisper inside of you, and everyone has one, my suggestion is start to listen to that and do something about it. Because whatever it is that you think that you need to put off to tomorrow is like, look, here's the bottom line. Look, if a guy with Tourette's syndrome can become a keynote speaker, woo, and actually use a video camera too, then what is holding any of us back? Yes? That's it, we're done. Absolute pleasure. Mwah! Mwah! Oh, 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 oh. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you. Thank you.
Stuart, thank you for sharing your story with us, allowing us to wear red noses, throw paper at one another, be bold and believe, and more importantly, to say it's okay to stretch a picture.
Yes.
I love it.
Woo.
Thank you.
An
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure, absolute pleasure. Oh, look at this. It's gold.
I'm not going to dance. That'll be tonight. So we're a little bit behind schedule, but we're going to try to stay on schedule. There is a little bit of a networking break. It does say to come back about 10:15. Are we good about 10:25? Okay, 10:25. We'll meet back in this room, but bring your smartphones. We've got a fun game to play with you, so we're going to continue a little bit of the fun. So enjoy.